You wake up, and you already feel behind. Behind your goals, behind expectations, behind life. You open your phone, and before you even take your first breath, you're comparing your pace to someone else's. They're winning. You're catching up. Again, and a voice inside whispers, "You're late." But what if I told you? You're not late at all. What if the stress, the pressure, the constant feeling of not being enough has nothing to do with time, and everything to do with how you've been taught to experience it? Albert Einstein believed that time is just an illusion. And today, I want to show you what happens when you stop chasing the clock and start living like it doesn't exist. If this resonates with you, if you feel seen, then consider subscribing. Not because I need it, but because if this kind of message is helping you pause, breathe, and remember who you really are, then I'd love to walk with you a little further. This space is for you. And if you stay until the end of this video, I'm going to guide you through a 7-day challenge that can literally reset your nervous system, shift your relationship with time, and help you remember what it feels like to live from presence instead of pressure. Most people spend their whole lives running, but if you give me just a few minutes, you might finally remember how to stop. Let's begin. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like time is chasing you? You wake up and your mind is already racing. You check your phone before you even take a breath. The day hasn't even started, but somehow, you're already behind. You keep thinking, I should be further by now. I don't have enough time. I need to catch up. But here's the strange part. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds in history, once said, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." Let that sink in. What if the time you're stressing about doesn't actually exist the way you think it does? What if your anxiety isn't because you're running out of time, but because you believe you're supposed to control it? Einstein didn't just study time, he broke it apart. He saw how our minds treat time like a prison, a cage we live in every single day without even realizing it. And here's where it gets real. When you believe time is fixed, solid, and absolute, you live under constant pressure. But when you start acting as if time doesn't exist, something incredible happens. You breathe deeper, you think clearer, you stop running, you start being. This isn't about giving up on your goals. It's about letting go of the mental war against the clock. So in the next few minutes, I want to show you something Einstein deeply believed, that real peace begins the moment you stop chasing time and start acting like it was never real to begin with. It might sound crazy, but stay with me, because what you're about to hear could be the beginning of your freedom. Let's be honest. Most of us wake up and already feel behind. We think about everything we didn't finish yesterday, and everything we must do today. Then we scroll. We see other people's lives, their achievements, their perfect routines, and without realizing it, we start to panic. I'm not doing enough. I'm not fast enough. I'm not where I should be. But here's something no one ever teaches you. Who told you that you're late? Who decided there's a right time for anything? You weren't born with a planner in your hand. You were born breathing slowly, curious, present, timeless. But somewhere along the way, we were taught to chase the clock, to measure our worth by how productive we are, to see rest as weakness, to see slowness as failure, to believe that being on time is the same as being valuable. And we believed it. It's a lie so deep, we call it normal. We call it being responsible. But what we're really doing is worshiping the illusion of time. Let's go back to Einstein. This wasn't just a man who discovered the theory of relativity. He understood something about human nature too. He believed time was relative, not just in physics, but in the way we experience life. Think about it. An hour with someone you love feels like 5 minutes, but 5 minutes in a stressful meeting feels like an hour. So what does that tell you? Time isn't what controls us. It's how we experience it. And most of us are experiencing time through fear, not freedom. We fear falling behind. We fear not being fast enough. We fear stillness, because we were taught that if you're not moving, you're not growing. But that's a trap, because in our desperate chase to catch up, we forget to be here, right now, in this breath, in this moment. Look outside. Really look. Trees don't rush to grow. The ocean doesn't apologize for taking its time. The moon isn't worried about being on schedule. Only humans fight the clock. And it's exhausting. Here's what Einstein would want you to understand. The pressure you feel, it's not from life. It's from the belief that life is a race. But what if it's not? What if life isn't about keeping up? What if it's about waking up? Waking up to the truth that presence is more powerful than progress. That the most meaningful parts of life don't happen when you're watching the clock. They happen when you're laughing, when you're crying, when you lose yourself in a conversation or a sunset, or a song, when time disappears and you feel fully alive. That's what Einstein meant when he said time is an illusion. Because the most powerful moments of life are timeless. And if this illusion is causing you stress, anxiety, or burnout, maybe it's time to let it go. Not because time isn't useful, but because time was never supposed to be your master. You're not here to chase the day. You're here to meet it, fully, quietly, with presence. So breathe, slow down. The clock can wait. You're not running out of time. You're running away from the present. Let me walk you through a moment that might sound familiar. You wake up, your body feels tired, but your mind is already on. You reach for your phone, not because you want to, but because it's automatic now. Before your feet even touch the floor, you're already overwhelmed. Messages, deadlines, expectations, and even worse, comparisons. You see someone else crushing it. They woke up at 5 a.m. They've already worked out, journaled, made a smoothie, started a business. You're just trying to breathe. And somewhere deep inside, a voice whispers, you're falling behind. But behind what exactly? That's the question we never ask. Behind whose timeline? Whose definition of success? Whose idea of a productive morning? You weren't born for this mental war. You weren't built to live in fight or flight every day. You weren't meant to judge your worth based on how quickly you respond to emails. But we've built a culture that makes you feel like you are. And here's the scary part. We've confused movement with meaning. We think being busy means being valuable. We think being tired is a badge of honor. We think if we just push a little harder, we'll finally be enough. But Einstein saw through this illusion. He didn't just study the universe. He observed it. He noticed that nature doesn't rush. Nothing meaningful happens instantly. The most powerful forces in existence, light, gravity, creation itself, move in rhythm, not panic. He understood something we've forgotten. The universe isn't in a hurry. So why are you? Let me tell you a story. Einstein was once asked how he approached complex problems. He said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the question and only 5 minutes solving it. That's the opposite of how we live. We rush to fix things without understanding them. We move fast, talk fast, live fast, and wonder why everything feels like it's slipping through our fingers. But the truth is, speed is not the same as clarity, and productivity is not the same as peace. Einstein would often get lost in thought for hours, not because he was lazy, but because he was present. He gave his full attention to whatever was in front of him. No pressure, no clock, just presence. And when you give your presence to something, it starts to open up. That's when insights come. That's when creativity flows. That's when you stop reacting and start truly seeing. But you can't get there if you're constantly running. You need space. You need silence. You need the courage to stop chasing. Because here's the truth most people won't tell you. You're not running out of time. You're running away from the present. And the more you run, the emptier life feels. Even when you succeed, it doesn't land. You hit the goal, but your mind already jumps to the next. You check the box, but your heart still feels restless. Because your soul doesn't want speed. It wants depth. And depth doesn't live in urgency. It lives in stillness. You know that feeling when you're talking with someone, and for a moment time disappears? You're just there, fully, not thinking about the next thing, not wondering if you're enough, just being. That's the space where healing happens, where creativity is born, where life stops being a race and starts becoming real. And the best part, you don't have to earn that space, it's always available. But you do have to choose it. You have to say, I don't need to control time today. I just need to be present with what is. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. And it's exactly the kind of quiet power Einstein lived by. So maybe the most radical thing you can do right now is not another task, not another goal, not another push, but a pause, a real one, to sit, to breathe, to let go of the noise. And remember that you are not a machine. You are not your schedule. You are not your inbox. You are not your progress bar. You are awareness. You are curiosity. You are stillness. You are more than time will ever measure. And the moment you begin to live like that, not just believe it, but truly act as if time doesn't exist, you begin to taste the kind of peace no clock can give you. When you stop following time, something deeper starts to lead you. Let's be honest. Knowing that time is an illusion is one thing. Living as if that's true is something else entirely. But that's the key. Einstein didn't want you to just understand the idea. He wanted you to experience it. So here's a simple, powerful challenge. For the next 7 days, act as if time doesn't exist. No, This doesn't mean skipping work or ignoring reality. It doesn't mean missing meetings or abandoning responsibilities. It means giving your mind a space, a sacred space, where time isn't the boss anymore. Because when you stop following time, something far more honest begins to lead you. Every day for the next 7 days, set aside 20 minutes for what I call the timeless 20. 20 minutes to do something with no timer, no checking the clock, no goals, just you and the moment. You could take a walk with no music, sit and watch the sky, write without a prompt, stare at a candle, close your eyes and just listen, sketch, sing, breathe. The activity doesn't matter. What matters is one sacred rule. During those 20 minutes, act like time doesn't exist. If your mind tries to rush, smile. If you feel bored, stay. If you want to check the time, breathe instead. Let presence guide you, not the clock. And afterward, write one sentence. A simple reflection. Answer this. What did I feel when I stopped living by time? Maybe you'll write, I felt still. I noticed birds singing. My thoughts slowed down. I cried, and I don't know why. There's no right answer, only real ones. Because the stress you feel isn't really about what you're doing. It's about how you're doing it. And when you let your system step outside of time, even for just 20 minutes, you start to return to who you were before. The rush began, present, calm, whole. This isn't about escaping life. It's about meeting it without panic. It's not about quitting your schedule. It's about reclaiming your soul inside the schedule. And after 7 days, something strange might happen. You'll think clearer, breathe slower, react less, create more. Why? Because time is no longer pushing you. Presence is pulling you. On day 7, write one final sentence. What changed in me when I stopped rushing? Be honest. Let it come from your heart. And if it moves something in you, do it again. Not because you have to, but because some quiet part of you finally remembers what peace feels like. You are not a machine. You are stillness. You are curiosity. You are awareness itself. Let's pause. You've made it to the end of this journey. And maybe, just maybe, something in you feels different. Not because I gave you answers, but because I helped you ask the only question that matters. What if time isn't what I thought it was? You've spent your life trying to keep up, to manage time, to beat the clock, to win the day. But what if that race was never real? What if there's nothing to chase and no finish line to reach? That idea might scare you. Or it might set you free. Because here's the truth. You are not your deadlines. You are not your to-do list. You are not your hustle. You are a human being, not a human doing. And being doesn't need a schedule. You've been taught that slowing down is a weakness, that rest is laziness, that calm means you're falling behind. But Einstein saw it differently. He believed the most powerful force in the universe wasn't speed, it was stillness, not emptiness. Stillness, kind of stillness where life finally catches up to you. Where meaning begins to emerge, where you stop reacting and start receiving. And if you're feeling that now, that soft shift, that gentle silence, hold on to it. It's yours. It always was. Here's what I want you to remember. When you stop obeying the clock, you start listening to something deeper, something timeless, something true. This isn't just philosophy. It's not wishful thinking. It's not woo-woo. It's physics. It's Einstein. And it's you, the real you, the one underneath all the noise. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to return to what you've always been, present, whole, enough. Now imagine this. What would change in your life if you stopped rushing? If your mornings weren't about surviving, but about arriving? What would happen if your mind wasn't always running ahead, but finally caught up to your soul? What kind of love could you feel? What kind of art could you create? What kind of peace could you carry into a room just by being there? That's the version of you that begins to emerge when you stop living like a machine and start living like a mystery. So now, it's your turn. Pause this video, close your eyes, just for a moment. Take one slow, deep breath and ask yourself, what's one part of your life that you want to free from time? Maybe it's your mornings. Maybe it's that 15-minute break you never take. Maybe it's your whole way of thinking. Whatever it is, write it right here in the comments. Because this isn't just a video, it's a conversation, and you're not alone. There are thousands of us, people tired of chasing time, people who want to live from presence, not pressure. So share your truth. Let your words be the start of someone else's stillness. And if this message touched something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to one person, someone you care about. Someone who's been carrying too much, running too fast, forgetting how to breathe, because sometimes the greatest gift you can give is not advice, but permission to slow down, to stop measuring worth by productivity. To remember that life is not a countdown, it's a moment, right here, right now. You don't have to rush to be worthy, you already are. So go ahead, close this tab, put your phone down, and give yourself 20 minutes to live. As if time doesn't exist, you'll be amazed at what begins to return to you.